Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Amputee Outdoors. I'm your host, Glenn, and today I've got a very special treat for you backpackers who are into your vintage historical backpacks. A little while ago, I picked up a P64 Lightweight Rucksack circa 1964. Now this backpack that I've got on here, and I've equipped it with a bunch of stuff, I'll give you some more details in a minute, is historically significant because this is the backpack that was actually used by the U.S. Army in Vietnam. Okay. Now a little bit of information here. It was originally developed in '62 as a part of the United States Army efforts to develop suitable equipment for use by special forces, long-range reconnaissance patrols, and mountain and Arctic troops. But they developed a version for the guys in Vietnam as well. There was a tropical version, a standard version. I think this is the standard version that I've got here. The tropical version was a little bit larger, and I think also had holes in the bottom so water could drain out. Okay. So the prototype rucksack was developed in '62 with a welded frame, which is what this is, made by Trenton Textile. And the '64 model was virtually the same, but with contract information stamped in the pack rather than sewn in the label. So this backpack actually has in the back here a little pouch where it's got these two like fabric sheets with instructions about how to use the backpack and how to set it up for different things. Okay. So I've got an original here. This is really cool. Let me take this off and get you into some details about how the pack is made, what it looks like, and things like that. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it on about a 3-mile-ish hike, kind of like I did with the Alice pack, just to test it out, see how it feels, how I like it, and give you a review at the end, okay? So just hang on for a second. I'll get this on the ground and go into the details. Now I've rigged this up with a bunch of gear, and I got myself up to about 20 or so pounds of gear, including my tripod stool and bedroll there for my hammock. And let me bring you in close here so you can see how some of this is attached. Now this frame, I think is either prototype or right after the prototype version. It's got these little slots there for the straps to go through, but the rest of it is just got these little welded bars there to keep the straps from moving back and forth. Later versions, especially along here, had a kind of a clip to keep this strap from doing what it's done, sliding down. So this is an earlier version. This pack here is nylon, and it's got 3 outside pockets and then a big pouch inside. Cubic space is about, let me check that, hang on. So the cubic space capacity of the compartment here is 1.15 cubic feet. And then it's got the 3 extra bags here. What I've also done, I've attached the old canteen there and a first aid kit right there, which actually does have my first aid gear in it, just to be appropriate. I've got 10 essentials in there. I got a bunch of rope in there. And in here I've just jammed in some random stuff just to fill it out and take up some room. In here I've got my hammock, I've got my rain fly, and also shoved in my sleeping bag. So then it's got also these straps here and here, which I'm going to use to put my bedroll there. And it's got this strap here. So everything goes in here and gets held up against this part. Okay. Now what's interesting is this bag here can be mounted down low or up high. So it can attach to this bar up here too. So you can put it into whatever position you want, up here or down here, depending upon your needs. So it's very versatile. One thing that's really interesting about this pack is that it is the frame, that is the external frame, far lighter than the Alice pack. This is ridiculously light. The whole bag, the bag and the frame together weigh about 3 pounds. The Alice pack with the bag weighs about 7 pounds. Now there's one thing here that is not standard to this version, and that is the waist belt that I've got down here. Some of you may recognize that right off the bat, and you're going to say, whoa, hey Glenn, that's an Alice kidney belt. Yes it is, it's an Alice kidney belt, because this pack did not come with the belt. So I've taken my Alice and attached that. And it fits perfectly. Okay? So let me get this thing set up, get on the trail, and see how we do. After a couple of miles, I can definitively say that the straps are not the most comfortable I've ever used. But I knew that when I looked at them. They're pretty thin, not a whole lot of padding. So I gotta imagine those guys in Vietnam with this thing on their back, plus a whole bunch of ammo, more water, claymores, etc., carrying what, maybe 40, 50, upwards of 60 pounds maybe on this thing, all slapped on there and strapped down. Man, shoulders must have been killing them. Respect to those guys. Alright, so I've hiked for a little while. I've made it down here to this little glade. I'm probably going to set up my hammock. I just want to show you how this thing comes off. The straps, I've got these two little dealy bobs right there. See those? Okay. And just kind of pull up on those. This one's a bit stiff, this hole. To loosen them, and then just undo the belt. And that's it. 23 pounds, about 10.47 kilos, something like that. Easily carried on my hips and on my shoulder. Straps are a little bit snug, a little bit tight, a little bit unpadded for me. But other than that, very, very comfortable pack so far. I'm going to set up my hammock, rest for a little bit, enjoy the sunshine, head back up the hill, give you a final report when I get up there. Made it back to where I started, 3 miles. And usually in about 3 miles I can tell whether or not a piece of equipment is going to be something I want to use or not. This I would use. This was remarkably comfortable considering the fact that it's a backpack from 1964. And I'm wondering to myself, they had this good backpack in 1964, and then in 1973 they released the Alice, which to my mind, and I've read online from others, some people love it, some people hate it, but I mean for me, the Alice pack was just uncomfortable as heck. This is comfortable. Why did they change? I don't know. Military thinking. That's an oxymoron, by the way. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little sojourn up and down this hill and checking out this backpack. Another view of it right there. There you go. If you happen to find one of these online for a good price, or at a garage sale, a thrift store, a consignment store, estate sale, something like that, I would recommend picking one up. If for no other reason, then you've got a piece of history that you can go backpacking with. Another reason, you may be able to pick it up at a really good price, and apparently there are people online who will pay $250 to like $400 for these things if they're in good condition. So I'm still debating whether or not I'll keep it or sell it to somebody online, but I'm really kind of liking this pack. I could, on the top there, rack up a whole bunch of other stuff and take it out for like a 3-4 day backpacking adventure and be fine. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe someone will come and give me an offer I can't refuse. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this adventure here. I hope to see you out on the trail. And as always, my friends, don't forget, just because we're missing a part does not mean we get to miss out on life. Get out there. Go and enjoy yourself. See you out there. Bye.